Shelfer budget bangers? Yeah, it's the Green River 90 proof bourbon, $35 and found everywhere. Let's get it. Welcome back to another episode of Neat Bourbon. My name's Tanner, and today we got a new bottle review for you guys. We got the Green River Bourbon. It's 90 proof, $35. And this is a sample that was sent to me by one of you amazing subscribers out there. So Ron, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate this. Now, Green River Bourbon has been, highly recommended to me as, one of the best budget bottles out there on the shelf. I've been to Bardstown multiple times. I know that Bardstown had recently acquired the brand. So that's awesome. Huge fan of all of, Bardstown's offerings. So really been kind of interested about this bottle. Just haven't been able to pull the trigger on it yet, just with the way the bottles have kind of been shaken down. I mean, y'all have seen my bottle hauls. I've been, lucking into some pretty nice things. So just haven't really had the money, the budget to buy everything that, I want. I'm sure that's something that a lot of y'all struggle with too. So yeah, anyways, Ron was nice enough to send me this sample. Super stoked to get into it. I also have the cash strength here, so that is really cool. I believe that's a barrel. So Green River. So it is distilled in Kentucky, produced by Bardstown now. That's awesome. The mash bill on this is 70% corn, 21% winter wheat, not to be confused with regular wheat, and then 9% malted barley. Again, so MSRP for this I think is $35 here in Virginia. So yeah, go ahead and getting into the nose. So to be clear, I have not tried this. This is a first sip impression. Yeah, so right off the bat, you can pick up some of that rye. It does give you a little bit of some decent spice there on the nose. But it is a very sweet nose too. It does kind of, I was thinking, it might be something like a Buffalo Trace, but it is a little bit spicier. Buffalo Trace is around 10% rye. This is 21%. I was thinking about doing a comparison with that, but I don't know, this is kind of just smells a little bit spicier. So you can pick up that 21% rye. You are getting a little bit of a fruity note there, which was reminding me of a Buffalo Trace. Yeah, a little bit of vanilla. These are non-age stated, but it's not coming across, young. I'm not picking up any youthful notes. That's great. Overall, this is a great nose. For a budget bottle, here. Yeah, if we're going 1 out of 10, I think this is probably a solid, 6.5, 7. I really like it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the palate. Cheers. Ooh. Yeah. My sweet new light is kind of, messing up my camera with being able to look at the legs and the viscosity. But, it is, pretty nice. Man, that is a sweet palate. Man. Wow. That is impressive for $35. Wow. I completely get why this bottle was recommended to me so much. That is fantastic. So, the first thing that kind of jumps out to me is kind of a cherry, profile there. It is very sweet forward there on the palate as well. So, really like that. Definitely picking up some of that rice spice there. A little bit of that herbal minty, profile. It's not very strong, but you are getting that spice. So that herbal mint there is giving you a little bit of that peppery kick there on the tongue, which is really nice, but still very sweet, dominant up front with that red cherry note. Man, that's really good. Holy smokes. Does that taste like Blanton? I can't think. Maybe Blanton's would be a little bit better of a comparison there. Actually, let's go ahead. Yeah, so just want to pour this Blanton's up real quick. Man. Yeah, a lot of it's like a cherry vanilla, like a vanilla bean wrapped. If there was a cherry inside of a vanilla bean, I feel like that's kind of what I'm getting. It's very sweet, like a relatively viscous palate for only 90 proof. This is definitely bats above that $35 pay grade. I will most certainly be picking up a bottle of this. I'm actually going to Bardstown in a month, so definitely probably be picking up one of these at the gift shop there. Yeah, but overall, I'm wildly impressed by this bottle. So I do think that rye spice comes through on the palate. Again, not overwhelming at all. The up front, you definitely cherry, vanilla, and that rye spice is a little cinnamony. Cinnamony. I don't know if that's a word or not, but anyways, there's definitely a decent amount of cinnamon in there with that rice spice in the mid palate. Moving on to the finish. Yeah, I mean, it has a scotch of a finish, but again, it's only 90 proof, so you're not going to be expecting too much there. But in terms of the flavor profiles, sticking around, it definitely stays with you. Actually, the other day was just trying the 1792 sweet wheat, and it was amazing how that finish, which was it just kind of disappeared off the palate. So if you've had that bottle, this definitely sticks around with you for a good bit. Not really much of a hug or anything there because it's only 90 proof. But do want to go ahead and get into a Blanton's here just to see. This is around that 15% rye, so these are closer. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you definitely pick up, putting these side by side, this one does, the Green River is definitely a good bit spicier. And then, yeah, the Blanton's is definitely picking up a little bit more of that cherry. It does smell sweeter. Dang, wow. Yeah, so Blanton's, 93 proof. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that Green River, sip by sip, I think the Green River, bested on, robustness of, the flavor profile. I'm kind of digging that little bit of extra rice spice there. I think it really helps out that profile. Yeah, I mean, Blanton's is great. I pick up, a scotch bit more oak. Actually get a little bit of the oak there on the Blanton's, but again, Blanton's is just, super Luxardo cherry dominant there, so picking up all those notes. And I'm not nearly getting as much rice spice on the Blanton's as I am getting off of this Green River. But yeah, I mean, these are very, very similar in terms of overall drinking experience. This is 90 proof, and I think that you get a little bit more, robust flavor pop out of the Green River. Granted, this Blanton's been open for a bit, not too long though, a couple months. But yeah, anyways, I think this would be kind of a tough call, but I mean, honestly, though, for $35, I would probably pick up the Green River over, if Blanton's in your area is $100, I would definitely be picking up the Green River instead. I think the Green River is a fantastic alternative to the Blanton's. That was not the point of this video, to find an alternative to Blanton's, but after having it for the first time, the Green River is an amazing alternative to Blanton's. Anyways, yeah, so overall, I think the Green River is a screaming buy at $35. I will definitely be picking up a bottle of this. I think the juice is spectacular. It definitely resembles, the Buffalo Trace cherry profile. I'm digging that extra rice spice there. I think it really amps up the profile and adds a lot to the mid palate, where the Blanton's just kind of stay straight with that sweetness. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you had, would you please consider giving me a like? Would you please consider subscribing? And Ron, you're the man. Thank you so much for the sample. By the way, definitely forgot to sip on the cash drink, but hey, that'll be in another video coming soon. Anyways, guys, once again, this is Neat Bourbon. My name's Tanner, and pop the bottles and share the pours, and we'll see you in the next one.